Okay, so today's tomato review is going to be on this tomato right here, and this is called the New Yorker tomato. Now, I'm kind of excited about growing this tomato because I am looking for a good salad tomato, a good slicer tomato, mostly for salads because I like to sometimes stay traditional as far as the shape and size of the tomato for salads, mainly because I'm trying to mimic what sometimes I have to buy in the stores. And I don't want to take the seed from the store-bought tomatoes and grow them out. I'd rather grow out an heirloom or an open pollinated variety of some sort and just grow my own tomatoes that way. And so I was kind of looking for a general all-purpose type of red tomato, and I've been reading a lot about the New Yorker, and I liked what I was reading about it, so I figured I would give them a try, and here we are. And so let's give you a closer look at the tomato. Okay, try to bring you in a little closer. It's a beautiful slicer type tomato, size-wise. Generally, a lot of times when you go to the store, you'll see those tomatoes. They come three in like a brick like that, and you'll see a lot of tomatoes like this size in there. This would be considered that type of tomato. Again, now this isn't from store-bought seed. This is actually heirloom or open pollinated varieties that I picked up seed for and grew it out. Like I said, I really wanted to try to touch a little bit more on some of the standard tomato shapes and sizes. Number one, for presentation, and number two, I want to see if I can make a homemade salad using a good tomato that I grew from my garden, meaning a tomato like this instead of a store-bought tomato. So this is it, and it's a pretty good producing tomato, as you can see here. Back you out a little. As you can see here, there's quite a few tomatoes. Now, you'll see a lot of green ones in the back, and the reason for that is the plant is a determinate plant. It put out all its tomatoes, it got blight, which really didn't help the situation, and then the plant just pretty much died. So, let's give you a closer look at the inside. Now, as you can see, the inside does hold a very commercial type of, it has that commercial look to it. I got to try to block that background out because it won't focus on me. But as you can see, it's very commercial looking type of tomato. Now, is this a commercial brand tomato? Offhand, I don't know. I don't think so. But from the looks of it, it's probably a commercial grade type of tomato. Meaning this tomato is selected by a lot of farmers and the agricultural industry, and it's grown in massive amounts because of the massive amount of tomatoes it produces, and very quickly, so it would be a good type of tomato for that type of market. And you can see around the rind, all the seeds are fully attached around the rind. That means the flower fully pollinated. I do got some wilding in here, but that's probably just random effect of the tomato as it's forming. I'm sure if you let these sit a little longer, they'll just turn fully uniform. But I would probably consider this to be a commercial grade tomato. So let's break out the bricks and give her a go. Very juicy. Saying 4 on the brick, so it's a little low for a tomato like that. So that's all right. Let's give that a bite and see how it goes. Okay, so let's start with the sweet and tangy. It was very tangy, more tangy than sweet. It does have a little bit of an undertone to it that makes this tomato a little different, but the sweet part was really low. I'd say the sweetness on this particular variety tomato was like around 18, 20. That's really low for my reviews. Usually a lot of times you'll hear me say my sweetness on tomatoes that are, taste good. They're usually like around 35, 30, somewhere in there. We're like 18, 20 on there. That's quite low. The tangy part was higher, but it has a very nice after-eat tomato flavor. So that kind of balances its own flavor profile out. It kind of works itself out. Not much sweetness. The sweetness would have really made this right on the top. But that could just be that one tomato. So we'll cut one open that's a little bit riper. You can see that's just a gorgeous looking tomato. Absolutely gorgeous. Perfectly round little salad tomato. That's perfect for a salad right here. This size is about the average size for these tomatoes, and that is a perfect salad size tomato for any person who's preparing a salad just for yourself. If If you're going to make a salad for your family, well, then you might need 2 or 3. But for yourself, if you're just looking to make a salad, that is the perfect size, and you can't go wrong. Now that looks good. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's absolutely gorgeous. Trying to get you closer without blurring out on me, but that looks beautiful. That's a gorgeous looking tomato. We're going to take a bite out of that one right there. So let's give it a go. Much better. Much, much better. I don't know, that tomato may have started ripening on the table while it was still green, whereas the ones that ripen on the vine, this is a vine ripened tomato. That one had a really good amount of flavor in it. Now the sweetness on that one was like a 25. And that's not bad. That's actually good, but you need the sweetness to help balance that out. This particular tomato that I just cut open now has that balance. You're both neck and neck. It's almost a perfect balance, to be honest with you. Look at that. That is an absolutely delicious tomato. That is very, very good. Wow, guys. That is a really good tomato. Definitely recommend this one. Very, very good. It's very hard for me to continue to review without wanting to munch the rest of this down. That is very delicious. Look at that. Look at the moisture on the surface of that tomato. You see that moisture? That's not no dry tomato right there. That is a nice, juicy tomato. This tomato would make a really good tomato juice. Just squeeze the juice into a strainer and just keep squeezing them until you get all the juice you want out of it. And then from there, you separate most of the squeezed juice from the pulp, and then the pulp you can actually put in a blender and then take the matter in the blender and then make the sauce out of it. And that'll dry up your sauce a little bit, and then you also get the juice from the tomatoes. I sometimes do that because some tomatoes are very, very wet and moist, and they're very juicy, and you really need to get that moisture out of there. But yeah, this is a fantastic tomato. I highly recommend this tomato. Again, it is a Determinate tomato, and I am experimenting with Determinate tomatoes as far as seeing if I can get a second crop out of them, and or you know, just seeing if I can extend their life. And some Determinate tomatoes are extendable. You can grow them. I guess some people would actually consider them semi-determinate. You can grow them a lot longer. But certain tomatoes, like this particular variety here, and the Oregon Springs, I just recently did a video on that one. That one just puts out its tomatoes and you're done. That's it. It's over. There's no saving the plant trying to get a second crop. But this one, I might be able to work the angle on that. I'm not sure if I could or not, but definitely a great tomato to grow. It's an early producer. Give it a try. I will offer seeds on my website later on this year. You can pick up seeds there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.